Hey everyone, so today I'm going to talk to you a bit about tight hip flexors. Your hip flexors actually play a really important role in, well, everyday life. So back pain, neck pain, jaw pain, all of that stuff. But it's also really key in healing your diastasis recti. So what happens, what tends to happen is if you have tight hip flexors, it causes your pelvis to shift forward. So if your hip flexors, this part of your hip flexors are tight, instead of being able to have a upright posture, it's going to cause your pelvis to go forward a little bit, so it'd be tight here, which then in turn puts pressure on your abdominal wall. So you need to release your hip flexors and lengthen them in order to be able to get your posture correct and stable, so that your shoulders can be over your hip bones over your knees, etc. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a few exercises to help release that hip flexor. So there's actually two muscles that we're going to be talking about really with the hip flexors. So the first one's the one you probably know about, like these little tight ones in here. But there's actually a big one that actually goes all the way from around here and into your leg muscles. So that's your psoas, and it actually starts around the back of your ribs here. And this guy goes all the way around. So what he loves is back expansion. So, and core stability. So around your spine, your center here. So key activities for these, obviously your breathing. So making your expansion and going through your ribs and all the way around into your back. So making sure that your ribs go out sideways and not thrusting forward and back. And then also that actually in a full squat. So this is one of the first exercises. So you need to put your hands under something. I would put them under my bed, except for I've got a drawer here, so that's not much good. So I'm using a really heavy weight instead. So what you want to do is you want to go into your full squat, all the way down, feet flat on the ground, and curve in. And it's a really nice relaxing position really, and something that you should be sitting in a lot to release your hip flexors. But when you're here, what I want you to just do is stay here, relax, and really work on your back expansion with your breathing. So breathing in and out. When you're doing this, you should feel it right around the upper part of your back around here and fully expanding into that. So that's just like an awesome stretch for your hip flexors. It also craves that particular muscle, spinal stability or spiral here. So side planks are awesome. So when you're doing your side plank, make sure your shoulders over your elbow, hips on top of each other, and I would start just with a side one, like this on your elbow, then go to one leg up, and then when you're strong enough you can go to a full side plank. But the key really is to be working your obliques here that will support and also bring in your these big muscles that will help close the gap for your diastasis. So these are awesome anyway, but it also helps stabilize your core, which will help with this muscle into your hip flexor. So your smaller one just in here, which is what will get really tight if you sit all day. So if you're sitting all day, make sure you put a timer on, maybe once an hour, so you can stand up and move around, or even change your seated position. So go from cross-legged, you can go this way. This is a really good one as well for stretching your hip flexors. If you're sitting in a chair, sit forward, sit back. You know, it doesn't really matter how you sit. Ideally, that squat position, if you can do that on the chair whilst you're watching TV, awesome, because you're relaxing in, you're getting your back expansion, you're relaxing your hip flexors. It's great. So one of the other parts, this little one, let's have a look at that. So here, I want you to grab a rolled up towel, and what you're going to do is you're going to put it under your tailbone. So remember, with diastasis, you can never roll down from a crunch position, so make sure you roll down this way, roll over onto your back, place the towel under your tailbone, and then with one leg push it out, and bring the other knee into your chest. That's it. Just relax here for a moment. What you're trying to do is you're trying to push down this part. So what I want you to do is I want you to inhale and relax. And exhale and really push and extend down. And relax on the inhale. Push on the exhale. It should feel really good. Now, next time you exhale, I want you to squeeze your glute. So inhale and exhale and squeeze. Now, if this is hard for you to do, it's probably because you actually have quite weak glute muscles. And what's quite normal is for your hip flexors to actually take over what your glute muscles meant to be doing. So doing lots of squats will also help with your glutes, which will help your hip flexors not take over so much, which if they take over a lot, they're starting to get tighter and tighter and tighter. So that one's really good. And a split squat, which I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see me do it, but I'll try. This one, like this, making sure that your knee stays over your ankle and your body upright and down and up. That's also a really good exercise for you to do because it will squeeze your glute, and the actual downward motion will work on your hip flexor and stretch it at the same time. So just as a quick recap, because I realized this was long, you want to do your full squats holding on to something for your back expansion. You want to do side planks for your core stability around here. You want to do your hip flexor stretch with the towel underneath, squeezing your glute when you exhale and pushing and extending down that straight leg, and the split squats. And I'm sure I'll be back with more examples of how to work your hip flexors because they're such an important muscle group and they're so key for healing your diastasis. So until then, have fun and make sure you comment below if you have any questions. And please, if this helped, share with all your other mummy friends out there because the more we can spread the word about this, the better it is. Okay, thanks.